Raheem Sterling and Marcus Rashford, two players from the blue and the red side of Manchester. Two brilliant footballers and, more importantly, two young men with a social conscience. Raheem Sterling, his personal stance against racism in football has resonated with a younger audience. Not only is he a role model for young people, but he's inspired a new perspective in his proactive anti-racist movement in football. No Room for Racist campaign. If I can show you my portrait of Raheem. I created this for the National Football Museum in Manchester. It was one of the last pieces of work I did for my show up there, and it was just one of those pieces that really took off. I call it my big hair series, as you can see. Whether that hairstyle is actually feasible is another thing, but I wanted to put an image of Raheem Sterling out there with his affection for Manchester, and the portrait itself is quite fresh and vibrant, and I've left quite a lot of marks and used nets and a variety of techniques just to keep that sort of vibrant feel to the portrait. If I can just talk sort of anecdotally about Raheem, I was so pleased that this portrait, along with a couple of others, was selected for the Agents of Change exhibition at the John Ruskin Drawing Prize in Manchester, because both these guys are agents of change. I can remember Ian Wright a couple of decades earlier getting so much grief from the press and the tabloids, unwarranted. Ian Wright wasn't an angel, just as Raheem Sterling's not an angel, but he has got an inordinate amount of grief, uncalled for, which he seems to have risen above. If I can move over to a portrait now of Marcus Rashford. Marcus, I feel, has a very still quality about his face, a very sculptural quality, almost like an Egyptian king. Really, I know that sounds fanciful, but there is that sort of stoical quality to him, which I wanted to do. I created this almost in silhouette and a very, very serious portrait, which is, after all, Marcus is a very serious young man. So apart from playing 40 odd times for England, and Raheem's played almost 60 times, they're lads that want to do things with their money and with their social conscience. So if we look at Marcus, for example, apart from his ability on the field of play, it's the work off the field of play that's had a big impact. About 1.3 million children in England were able to claim free school meal vouchers in the summer holidays after Marcus Rashford successfully campaigned to extend the scheme. He then formed a task force with some of the UK's biggest food brands to try and help reduce child food poverty. Marcus used his own childhood experiences as an inspiration for the campaign, which has assured him respect from fans all over the country. And that's a tall order for somebody that plays for Manchester United. So I think there's more to come from these two lads, both on and off the field of play.